Castleford, the league leaders. Hardacre gets us underway. And it'll be interesting. Interesting too for the likes of Ben Crooks, of course, who was at the Castleford Tigers this time last year. And Televe will take it forward for the Leigh Centurions right now. 2 tries Televe got in Friday's win at Hull FC.
And he talked about that when these two sides met last time, what Leigh struggled for was metres. I said the speed of the game really caught them out, but how physical as well Castleford were in round 1. They only managed to make 752 metres carrying the ball. Now that's really unheard of in Super League. Normally around 1100, 1200 metres. But Leigh know they've got it all on, and that's in the memory bank from what happened in that game. So they'll be looking for a big start here.
Leigh get just about to the halfway mark before the kick comes in from Ben Reynolds on his 40th appearance. And Castleford now will have the first look at the football, see how things go for them in the opening set of this match.
Close down the back three. Zach Hardacre and Greg Minikin. Look what Greg Eden's doing as well. The confidence that they've got. This man has been exceptional this year, Adam Milner. I'm a huge fan of him, what he does in defence especially.
Jesse Sene-Lefeo takes Castleford over the halfway line. McShane into centre field to Grant Millington. Millington watched by 1, 2, 3, 4 Leigh players. McShane is waiting at dummy half. They've reached the last tackle now. Gale with the kick. Goes up high. Greg McNally is underneath it and he takes it cleanly. Once more he managed to get out of the way before Greg Eden came over the top of him.
It's important in the early stages of a game when you're backing up and there's a short recovery period that you'll respect possession, you look after the ball. And both teams, they might start just a little bit slow as we see Castleford too quick and too fast off the mark, handing possession and probably 35 easy metres to Leigh Centurions.
Yes, a little bit quick out of the blocks and Chris Kendall blowing the whistle offside. So this penalty will take the Centurions to about 5 metres inside their own half of the field. And here they come. That was Fleming, who is on loan at the moment from St Helens, young Matty Fleming. Corey Patterson played the ball to him. That's Reynolds, and he then gets it away to Jamie Acton. And Glenn Stewart gets it wide to Drinkwater. Drinkwater then gets it further wide. That's off the boot. That's going to be play on if Crooks could have taken it in. The referee says it's a knock on. Maybe it was the second one.
Here we see the mistake. It's a sloppy pass. Maybe Ben Crooks expecting to get that ball. He pulls out. And Mitch Brown isn't good enough to dip down and collect that pass. I said that both teams might struggle with the pace of the game. They see it goes right across the face of Ben Crooks. It's not just physically you need to get your mind in gear. It's mentally as well. Switch yourself one.
Remember, this is the second game in quick succession for these two sides, and all of the teams in Super League bar Saints and Huddersfield. Huddersfield, of course, Huddersfield Town at Wembley today in the Championship playoff for a place in the Premier League. And so Huddersfield doing the right thing by their staff at the stadium. Game called off, and Saints and Huddersfield will play in the week of the next round of the Challenge Cup, the quarter-finals. Of course, had they not been both knocked out of the Cup, that could never have happened. But they're taking full advantage of it, and why not?
Good defence here from Leigh, good line speed, trying to hold up a couple of the cast players, don't let them get to ground. Really get in the face here. Again, look, not willing to let Massey go to ground, then they take him to ground. Let the man who's at the bottom get back. Make sure it's a quick retreat.
Solid enough start so far from the Centurions. High kick. And it will be brought back with interest.
Well, the hard thing for Leigh is continuing this for the next 75 minutes. You've got to make sure that you concentrate when you've got the ball, when you haven't got the ball. You don't know when Castleford are going to try and play around you or really go through you. Do the little things well, that's what will get you the result.
Neat offload, he got it away to Liam Hood.
It's hurt there. Ben Crooks, it was a heavy challenge from his former teammate Graham Millington. Just trying to get back into position, Crooks now.
This now is Lachlan Burr, the Australian who was picked up by Leigh when the Bulls went into liquidation. Is there a shock coming at Wigan? You might have seen there that Wakefield have increased the lead at the start of the second half.
Well, is there a head clash here? Adam Milner, is he hit by his teammate Mike McMeekan? See, when they both go in, it's a bit of a clash, but I think it's that one that gets him. Mike McMeekan, he gets straight at Glenn Stewart, but I think the contact on Milner was off his teammate Mike McMeekan.
Well, I think there'll be a penalty here to Leigh. I think there's contact with the head of Glenn Stewart from the swinging arm as it comes in, so I think this will result in a penalty. I think Milner had a head clash, but I think there's contact with the head here. You just see it come in, and that's caused the injury to Stewart.
Yeah. Okay, mate, thank you. Luke,
it was like a cannon in billiards, wasn't it? That Glenn Stewart got the bang with the swinging arm, and it was Milner who seemed to be the worse for wear. Although, having said that, Glenn Stewart is taking a little bit of time to get back up to his feet. Don't forget that after this one tonight, it's the Catalan Dragons against Hull FC live on Sky Sports 1 just before 7 o'clock. An hour after we have finished here, we'll be back in action with the Dragons and the Black and Whites. What a big game it is for those two as well.
Leigh making a change here. Glenn Stewart starting the game at loose forward is being rotated. Danny Tickle, very experienced forward, coming on. That's a like-for-like change, but something that I doubt Neil Jukes had accounted for.
Right, wait, Liam. Wait,
no, not so early on. It will be an examination of Stewart's concussion or otherwise as a result of that clash. So there's an early problem for Neil Jukes that he never really thought would happen. The likes of Gareth Hock out of the side. So it is a penalty for the high shot on Glenn Stewart, and Stewart leaves the field. Tickle has come back on. Reynolds then dumps the ball into touch over on the far side, and the Leigh fans get their voice. They know that this is a chance. And with a Televay on the charge, anything is possible. Hood goes in again at dummy half. Fires the pass to Drinkwater. Drinkwater gets Tickle his first touch of the football. Hood again, and he's got Acton outside him, but he went for Reynolds. Then a short ball to McNally. Greg McNally joining in the line. They're getting closer and closer. Leigh's fans are getting more and more excited. And it's Lachlan Burr again. The 24-year-old drives for the line. 4 tackles gone. Castleford defending stoutly here. A Televay! A Televay's barged his way over, but has he got it down? The first view appeared to be that a Televay had hit the deck on his back, but did he get the ball down? It's the first decision on the way for video referee Robert Hooks. They do not have a try on the field, Stuart.
Yes, please.
No, call mainly came from the side. Advice from Tony Martin, experienced toucher, that he didn't get the ball down. So this will tell us. It goes down on his back. The arm touches the ground, but that doesn't mean that the ball's being grounded. And he clearly loses the ball there.
Mike McMeekan does a good job for his side there. He's beaten by size, but not by smarts.
No try. We saw conclusively that a Televay dropped the ball on impact, both with the ground and with Mike McMeekan. So no try. An escape for Castleford early on.
It was a big effort, wasn't it, from McMeekan? Just looking at the work from Drinkwater and Reynolds, the half-backs for Leigh. They're just sitting behind the forwards. They're directing them where they want to go, dropping the players off, setting that field position up. If the forwards can get on top, they could have a big influence here. Good defence as well. Pushing the likes of Mike McMeekan back. It's a tough ask, that.
Very good defence from Leigh, aiming to end a 5-game losing home run here this afternoon. A run that includes defeat in the Challenge Cup against Hull Kingston Rovers here last month. And Salford 26-6 up against Warrington. And the problems mount for the Warrington Wolves. Greg Eden, Super League's top scorer, gives the ball to Jesse Senilifeo. He finds Gale. Gale then gives it to Massey. And Massey is halted in centre field. Jamie Acton in there very quickly with Danny Tickle. Back it comes to Gale again. He will hoist the kick and he'll go herring after it himself as well. McNally's underneath it, safe as houses. Fullback in 5 of the last 8 as well for Leigh this year.
He's a good player, Greg McNally. he'll be hoping that his teammates can get as far down the field as they can. So Luke Gale doesn't have the time, doesn't have the space to put kicks up like this.
Go 2.
That's Andy Dawson who got to his feet and played the ball. And Acton takes it forward again.
Back with me. Wait. Go.
Hood looks for the runners. Good stuff from Lachlan Burr.
It's a good carry. He needed somebody to with him, and Liam Hood, when he passed the ball, should have trailed up the middle looking for him.
Here goes Danny Tickle, just over the halfway line. They've reached the last tackle here, Leigh.
Go. 5.
And
Outside.
Drinkwater with the kick, and that wasn't the best from him. And Minikin will run this back.
Wasn't the best, but good positioning from Greg Minikin. The back three, Zach Hardacre, Minikin and Eden had all dropped back. It was going to be hard to find the ground.
2.
Greg Eden hasn't he been outstanding this year?
Look at that scoreline.
Tigers.
Wakefield 34-20 up at Wigan.
They got off to a good
Wigan.
start, Wigan as well. Scored the first 2 or 3 tries.
Stand.
Wakefield showing tremendous character to get themselves back into that game.
Well, they were 20-0 down at one stage, Wakefield. And now they're leading against the Wigan Warriors. This season of shocks, surprises and new names at the top of the table continues.
There's going to be an upset on this Monday. Players having to back up. There's going to be a skewed scoreline as well somewhere along the lines.
Oh, this is a free play. No wonder McNally's taking the chance, but it'll be brought back. It will be brought back.
Well, good awareness for Leigh. Greg McNally spots the ball on the floor. That's Luke Gale. When he goes at the line, he's trying to pull you up. He's trying to rock you back on your heels. But excellent play from the fullback. Don't sit back. Don't wait for Cass. You admire them. When you watch Cass play the game, you admire them as a fan. But when you're playing against them, you can't admire them. You've got to get into the faces.
I think it was Jamie Acton that worked incredibly hard to prevent Luke Gale getting a clean kick away. That's the reason the Centurions have got the reward, got the ball, and nullified the threat from the Tigers.
Move, Grant.
Just a correction of the scoreline coming in from Wigan. They still lead Wakefield, but not by quite such a big margin. It's 30 points to 20. Our apologies for that. Probably shocked a few Wigan fans watching, but there's still 10 points is a fair lead for all of that for Wakefield. Corey Patterson, good on his feet, looks for the offload. Hello.
Well, it was a good offload.
For nothing.
It was a good offload.
Knock on by Leigh. What a hit by Lefeo.
It was a great offload, but I'm not sure Liam Hood will thank his teammate Corey Patterson for giving it in to him straight away. Head down, shoulders in. Get that into your son.
Yeah, cheers for that. Thank you.
Do you have an extension on your time this week for the biggest hits of the weekend? Because we've got a double header. Have we got 2 lots of them?
We've got 2 lots. We've got a Super League section and we've got a Championship section from the Blackpool Bash.
Okay.
Where there was plenty of Bash as well.
Back down, guys.
There we go. Well, bashing of Blackpool and a big bash there here at the Leigh Sports Village. Here they come now, Castleford with Zach Hardacre. Looks for the runners. And that is Ben Roberts.
He's lost that.
Knock on. Well, it is the second game in quick succession. 1 or 2 engines not firing on all cylinders just yet.
There's a knee in there, though, isn't there?
I think he's just bringing his knee out of the tackle. It's more the responsibility of Roberts, I think, to put the ball down in space. I don't think he's made a movement towards that ball.
No, well, he's just got to get up there, hasn't he, Josh Drinkwater? He can't get out of the way. He was involved in the tackle. He was close. When you're defending, you've got to get your feet close. You've got to make sure that when you do get up to first man, you don't give them really that space so they can play it quickly.
Leigh holding the leaders then after 11 minutes, 0-0. Their last home win, the 16th of March. 22 points to 8 against Warrington. We were here for that. Will we be here today to see them upset the apple cart and turn over the league leaders? We shall see. It's developing into an intriguing battle, this one. Liam Hood picks it up one-handed off the floor, looks for the runner on his inside, gets a good pass away as well. Solid enough run coming in too from Acton. On the half volley, it's picked up by Drinkwater. Here's a Televe who was over the line and dropped the ball not too long ago. Hood again into Josh Drinkwater. Lachlan Burr takes it forward once more. And Matty Dawson is over in front of us here. He's got his hands up. He wants the ball kicking out wide to him, and Drinkwater obliges. Corey Patterson's after this. He's been pushed off it though. Drinkwater was shielded, beg your pardon, Corey Patterson was shielded off the ball by, well, at least 2 or 3 defenders. And that's Michael Shenton.
Yeah, he stepped into him. He's lucky not to be penalised there then. He was looking over his shoulder. He seen exactly where he was running from. Just have a little look, step straight into him. That's a penalty.
Should have been, but as it is, Castleford have the ball in centre field with Greg Eden.
So not when Leigh got on the front foot, then all it was a good run from, was it Jamie Acton, who come off a short ball off Liam Hood. So all they need, one quick play of the ball.
Luke Gale again with the kick. And we obviously got, we could see into the future, couldn't we, on Sky Sports, because it's 36-20 now for Wakefield. They've just scored again, have Wakefield Trinity.
Leigh now bringing the ball away. What they need to do, they make sure that they pull away from the ruck. Have good shape in attack, so it pulls the Castleford defenders wider, and then get your big forwards crashing in, the likes of Acton, the likes of Patterson.
Matty Fleming plays the ball to Liam Hood. Danny Tickle will take it to halfway before he goes down on tackle number 4. Hood again just strolls in to dummy half. There's Ben Reynolds. Goes over the top of Eden. Eden's not in any great hurry to collect this, because I think he believed that might have just run out of the field of play, but it didn't, and there was a great chase on by the Leigh Centurions.
That's a tremendous kick. We've seen him really develop over the course of the back end of last year and this year, Ben Reynolds. His kicking game is as good as anybody in the league, and the Centurions respect it, chase hard, and really challenging the Tigers at the minute.
They are, but here goes Jake Webster.
And that's all it could take, Eddie, just a quick offload for them to get you.
This is Roberts again. Down he goes. McShane, they scream for a knock-on, not forthcoming. Shenton gives it to Lefeo. Lefeo, oh, what a kick that was! Gale! Gale keeps the movement going. What a try! That had Castleford stamped all over it. It wasn't, obviously, Greg Eden who was out on the wing. It was Jesse Seni Lefeo. And the big Samoan, he actually got the boot to ball. Luke Gale must have read the script. He picked up the loose ball, fed Jesse Seni, and he's over for the first try of the match. That's what they do. That's the sort of play that we've come to expect from 2017 and the Tigers. Brilliant.
Eddie, Ben Reynolds have put a kick to the corner. They had them trapped. There was an offload from Jake Webster. And then this is Cass at the best. Jesse Seni Lefeo. Not only can he hit you, he can put in marvellous kicks like that. Excellent play from the team that are sitting at the top of the table. They play with no fear. Look at this. Incredible.
Well, Luke Gale does really well to pick up that ball, sense that the back rower is going down that angled run, find him with a pass. Quality skill from Castleford Tigers.
Fantastic stuff from the Tigers, the league leaders. I don't wish to be churlish, but are we all happy that Luke Gale was onside from that unexpected kick from Jesse Seni Lefeo?
Well, soon see, I think he is. Yeah, look, his left leg,
behind, isn't he? Yeah.
His left foot is on the white line.
Well, I knew he was quick, but I didn't know he was that quick, because when he picked it up, he was in the middle of nowhere, wasn't he? And it was there was nobody near him, Luke Gale.
And he just watched that trailer. Get out of it! How can you do that? And as I said, it come off the offload from Jake Webster, 20 metres from his line. I think it was to Ben Reynolds, who got them going forward. Then the next player just gets them.
Well, we've been saying that about Castleford all season since we saw them in round 1 against the Leigh Centurions at the Menderhose Jungle when they won. Luke Gale then to try and add the extras. And he does exactly that. He's made it 6-0, has Luke Gale, with his 67th successful kick of the campaign.
Well, Eddie, this is a great Castleford side, and great sides have interchangeable players that have many different facets to the game. Although that kick looks ugly, a kick is only ever as good as the chase. And both Luke Gale And eventually, Jesse Senilefeo turned what looks a little bit ugly into something very, very special.
And here he comes again, the try scorer and the new kicker of the football in general play, the big Samoan. Nathan Massey now for Castleford. Ahead by 6 points to nil, unbeaten in their last 11 meetings with Leigh. First ever visit to Leigh Sports Village to face Leigh. They won 44-16 at home to the Centurions in that match in round 1. That was way back in February, and they have been lighting up the Super League ever since. McMeekin here now.
Well, the core skills are good from all the Cas players. I think Daryl Powell, when he's looked to recruit players, he's recruited on size, but also forwards that can pass the ball.
Look at that from Warrington. 6 points for Warrington, 32 for Salford. Wigan still in the game. They're fighting back, 24-36, but Wakefield still ahead. High kick here is caught bravely because Webster was coming in with Hardacre. He did well then, did Ben Crooks.
Again, look at them, they're hunting. You'll spot Cas more or less in every set of 6. They'll try and hold players up, push them backwards at least once.
I beg your pardon, it was not Ben Crooks, it was Mitch Brown who caught that ball. Let's give Brown the credit that he deserves. Right, let's get news of Glenn Stewart. Angela Powers is on the case.
Thanks, Eddie. Well, they're 6 points down, and now they have to play the rest of this match without the services of Glenn Stewart. He's been in the changing room since going off after that head clash, and according to their lead doctor, he won't be allowed back on after failing a concussion test.
Well, that is a blow for the Centurions, and it means that Neil Dukes' options off the bench are going to be limited as well. There it is.
There's the shot from McMeekin.
And I wonder whether we'll hear more about that, Stuart.
It looked fairly innocuous, didn't it, really? But it is contact with the head, and it will be looked at by the match review panel, I've no doubt.
Massey will trundle it down the middle for Castleford once again. Jesse Senilefeo to Luke Gale, wide to Shenton. That was touched. It was touched by Matty Dawson. He thinks he's away. He realised that there was nothing near him and nothing ahead of him, so he had a look over his shoulder and saw everyone had stopped.
He thinks he's away. He knows he's touched it. He had to come in and do something. Shenton, renowned for that catch-pass skill. And you just see the winger with his right arm shut the play down. Some good stuff in the build-up. Nathan Massey has started this game well without the experienced Andy Lynch. Castleford needs somebody to do the basics, to do the solid. They've got lots of players that can do the spectacular. They need one or two that do the solid. Nathan Massey, so far, after 18, almost 19 minutes, is fulfilling that role.
Well, Matty Dawson hoped against hope that the touch judge or referee hadn't spotted the knock-on. That's why he went herring off the other end. Meanwhile, this now is Webster, who's earned himself a new contract extension with his displays this season. Here is Massey.
What a good line from Massey. Hit that ball at pace as well.
McShane directing the operations at dummy half, 7 metres away. Back it comes to Gale. Gale booms the pass wide. Oh, and Eden just could not take it in.
Do you know, they are a confident side, aren't they? Zach Hardacre's a big indicator. He hides behind the row. All of a sudden, he opens up, which then means that Greg Eden fans out to the wing, and that ball was just one of those. But look, even the finish, they still try and come up with a player. They think, well, I'll go for it anyway. I'll take some practice.
He was half a metre away, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think this is part reaction and part rehearsal. It only just touches the shin.
And I think he got a fingertip to it as well.
I think he does touch it, but let's credit the skill, let's credit the recognition, and I think, again, the rehearsal side of this. Daryl Powell and his coaching staff know there'll be some spaces on the edges, it's just a case of finding them.
If that just come off his knee, he scores that try.
Yes, exactly. Would it have been worth a look, Stuart, do you think?
Well, I think the touch judge was pretty confident. He was right beside him when it hit his hand, and I think the pictures reflect his confidence, I think.
Yeah, good call from the touch judge. Lachlan Burr again stands, gets the ball away, delivers it to Ben Crooks.
Good tackle.
Look at this. Look at this. That's Ben Roberts.
Manhandling him. Former teammates, of course. Picks him up, scrags him about.
The Vikings lead the Rhinos 18-14. Latest news from there. Head-scratching scorelines coming in all afternoon. Wigan getting back into it. Wow, could be a defining round this.
Lost the ball there, Zakardek under pressure.
Well done, Mitch Brown.
You don't normally see that man making mistakes. Been a standout at Cast this year.
Yes, he has. He's made a spectacular return to Super League. Now he has to defend spectacularly against the Centurions, because here they come with Tickle up the middle.
Well, first Sam Hopkins, then Tickle. What have they got off the back of this?
Liam Horde, 5 metres out. Oh. Well, Ben Reynolds just could not do anything about that.
He was having a look at what Luke Gale was doing, and on the back of that, they're penalised now. Look at this. Luke Gale, Ben Reynolds is looking up, seeing what the oncoming defender's doing. There's the mistake.
You might have just caught a glimpse of the excited and excitable Leigh Centurions chairman, Derek Beaumont. He wears his heart on his sleeve, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's changed those sleeves now since he lost all that weight.
He's had to go down about 3 sizes, hasn't he?
Maybe he's dropping a hint to a couple of my colleagues.
Yeah, he is.
It's not fair when Carney and Wellesley and Clarkey aren't here, Eddie.
But you know, they've been disciplined, haven't they, in this game, Leigh? That's the first penalty that they've given away.
Well, the three gentlemen you just mentioned are all on deck for the Catalan Dragons against Hull match. Oh, what about that for an offload? That was Junior Moores. This now is Luke Gale. Here's the try scorer, Lefeo. Look at him, anxious to offload if it was possible. McShane. Good stuff from Matt Cook just on the field. The applause ringing round the ground again on 22 minutes. The Manchester bomb is remembered again. Jesse Seni-Lefeo gets a second try. No wonder the Castleford supporters have smiles on their faces these days. Jesse Seni-Lefeo, ever present this year, his 12th start, and he's now got 6 tries in the campaign, all told. 2 here in the last 23 minutes.
Well, they've been really tested in this opening quarter. It's a little bit too high from Corey Patterson, right around the ears. And Jesse Seni-Lefeo, he's big enough and brave enough to run that line, catch the ball, pirouettes, hits and spins, and gets the latest try for the Tigers.
And the first time he scored 2 tries in Castleford Tigers colours. And I remember back in February when he was impressive again against the Leigh Centurions, I said, you would normally expect a name like that to be on a wanted poster. Well, I tell you what, he is a wanted man, because he is such a star for Darryl Powell and his team.
Well, the likes of Seni-Lefeo, Moores, Roberts, they've all come in and they brought that brand, and he's put a very good side together, workman-like side, but an awful lot of skill as well.
10-0 then, the leaders are ahead. And while others around them may be stuttering, the Tigers march on here. 10-0, and the Gale kick to come. 5 goals this man kicked for England against Samoa. The only time he missed a match in Super League this year, when he was 12,000 miles away with the England international team, trying to take his chance for the World Cup later this year with 2 hands. Played well in the international from all accounts, and adds the 2 extra points. So Castleford lead by 12 points to 0, and he's played well all season, to be fair, Luke Gale, not just in international duty.
Yeah, he's been excellent, hasn't he? As in Michael Zakardek, that man as well, though, Seni-Lefeo. And it's one of those, when you defend your try line, you haven't got much time to think about it. You're looking at the ruck, you're seeing what's happened. If you're too wide, you've not got teammates around you, like Corey Patterson, he was caught out then because he was looking at the ruck. All of a sudden, the ball goes to Seni-Lefeo, and then the ball goes to Seni-Lefeo, and then he's beaten.
And I think the Centurions, although the scoreboard is 12-0 against them, I think they'll feel fairly positive. They've had 2 tries scored against them, but it's been on as even so far, 24, 25 minutes. At some point they're going to get over the white stripe. It's a good carry again from Matt Cook. He's made a difference since he come on off the bench.
And they get the penalty because there was interference on the floor by Kelebe, who would not let Matt Cook get to his feet.
Penalties have really hurt them, Leigh Centurions. Neil Dukes will say some of the stuff we're chucking at them is okay, but we're gifting possession, we're making it easy for Castleford to attack our line.
It's only 2 penalties apiece though, Barry. No, the impression, you're right, is that the penalties have been starting to kill the Centurions.
Well, the penalties have hurt them this year because they're the most penalised side in the competition, and that's probably why they're down near the bottom, and that comes on the back of frustration.
Here now is Adam Milner, 10 metres out. Danger signals flashing then for the Centurions. Neat interplay, but a forward pass is called by the referee.
It's a pass from Newton.
Run around, turn up. It's beautiful stuff.
It's good movement, isn't it?
There's the forward pass though from Roberts.
And again, and this is meant as a compliment, this. You could be watching a game from the 90s here with all the interplay, with all the short passes, run around, short play, short passes. Defenders really struggle with that kind of stuff.
Do you think Daryl Powell has almost gone back retro?
I believe so.
Rolled the tapes back and said, why don't we play like this?
I believe so, because although to Daryl Powell, at the time that he played and he's trying to implement it into his coaches, it was meat and drink, and that's what everybody did. In the modern era, it's slightly different.
There's a lot of teams throw the same shape, the same structures off you. So you're used to defending against that week in, week out. When you play against Cass, it's ripped the form book up. It's totally different.
Well, that looks like Kevin... Oh, no, it doesn't. It looks like Anthony Maria out there.
There's a penalty. Well, the Leigh fans were helping out Chris Kendall then on that occasion. Adam Milner. He's certainly the enforcer for his side, and he comes in just with a little flop on him, just trying to control. I think it was Lachlan Burt.
This is Sam Hopkins, I think.
Discipline.
Might be right.
Let's go.
There you go, Danny Tickle with a little twos play with Corey Patterson.
Well, Widnes have surrendered the lead there to the Leeds Rhinos, as you saw. And they went very close on Friday as well. And Leigh here looking to go close themselves. Pelissier is out there. He's found Tickle, who finds Drinkwater, booming pass wide to Mitch Brown. Good effort from him. Good defence needed. Penalty surely, and it is.
Yeah, Jay Webster
just held on too long.
Yeah, he knew that he had to try and buy that extra second. Look, he's beaten. He's at the wrong end of the ruck. And because Mitch Brown trying to get up, he's fighting to get up. That's the penalty, well rewarded.
So Drinkwater then to Tickle. And he's got Maria on his right shoulder. Maria waiting to be first receiver, one of 3 ex-Catalan forwards joining the Centurions this year. He gets them to the line.
Release is short.
And the post save, and that's a chance. That could be a try here. Is that Pelissier? I think it is.
Tackle 2.
Well, he's probably the angriest man in Super League.
Oh, they've got no try on the field.
Well, the fans behind are saying it's a try. We'll have a little look at this now here.
Has he run into the back of Maria? Could that be where it's scratched off? Maria's having a tussle with the post pads at one point.
Well, Maria has to play the ball and stand still. He can't move out of the way there. I think he's all right there. There's nothing he can do. He's been thrown out of the way by a Castleford player, and then he goes through. Does he get the ball down? I don't think there's an obstruction by Maria.
I agree with you, Stuart. Jesse Senni-Lefeo throws Maria out the way. He brings him forward.
It depends, doesn't it? He's pushing him, you're right, but it depends now on how Robert Hicks views that.
He hits him, though,
doesn't it? It's been sent up as a no-try, Stuart.
It's been sent as no try. There has to be sufficient evidence. I think there's sufficient evidence there. Maria plays the ball and stands still. It is then Senni-Lefeo who pulls him over. You can see there that he's stood still and then he's pushed out the way. That's not his fault. That's the defensive decision to do that, and then the ball is grounded. We've seen the ball grounded from the other shot, so we know the ball's down. I think this should be overturned. I think this should be a try.
Yeah, there's no movement from Maria at all. The only thing that you could say is Pelissier has dived forward and maybe dived into his legs.
Yeah.
Well, the Leigh fans have seen, you can hear them in the background, they've seen the ball on the ground. What they don't know is that the big question mark is about that possible interference.
I'd give this as a try. I'd give this as a try.
Well, Stuart already has said that. What does Robert Hicks say?
And that's sport, innit? That's rugby. That's how I saw it. He ran into the back of the player the ball. Pelissier runs into the back of Maria, and I get completely where you're both coming from.
But I don't think Pelissier goes into Maria. I think he's been thrown out of the way, and he then goes into that space that was created by him being thrown over. Well, the only thing I can say is that Robert Hicks is obviously undecided about whether there is obstruction, and doesn't feel that there's enough there to overturn the on-field decision. Leroy stands there. He hasn't got through yet. He only now goes through at that point.
And that's it, because it was sent upstairs as a no try.
Well, Neil Dukes won't be happy with that.
Hey, well, they're still in the game. They've got 50 minutes to go.
The grounding wasn't in doubt, was it?
No.
It was just, how did Maria go through the line?
Well, he was dragged through the line by Lefeo. But anyway, Leigh have got to get on with it now. And what they've got to do is still get that same field position, still get those same chances, and they still have the opportunities.
And again, I'm going to say it, I don't think Leigh will feel that they're being outplayed here.
They're not.
They're challenging Castleford. They're matching them, although they're behind on the scoreboard. They've just got over the try line. And the fact that they didn't score, I don't think they'll mind that so much. It'll only fuel their fire.
And here's the penalty now for Castleford. The thing also that Leigh will be encouraged by is the fact that number 17, Atelier got over the try line as well, dropped the ball. Okay, that was a clear decision. And the fact is that that try was disallowed for interference, not for the fact that the ball did not hit the ground.
Well, they've just got to make sure
that's interpretation.
Of course it is. Of course it is. You'll have lads who've played the game all disagree about the way that what calls have gone for or against them. But Leigh have just got to keep on building pressure, because that's why Castleford are where they are in the table.
Widnes are back in front against Leeds. Can't be long to go there. And Wakefield are 42-26 up at Wigan. McShane. Here is Luke Gale attacking the line. This is Hardaker. Hardaker's not tackled. And Hardaker gets very close, but almost does a handstand. And he's held up.
Great effort from Leigh Centurions. The sides in Super League that would have conceded a try then. When Zach Hardaker comes round, he makes that extra man. He finds that gap. But it was good second effort from Leigh.
Junior Moores. 10 metres out on the fourth tackle, couple remaining. McShane comes left with Gale, and then Shenton puts it down as a bullet pass, and then it was knocked on.
Same play, Eddie, same setup, but instead of going out of the back, Luke Gale mixing and varying the play, hits the front door, hits the front runner, the left centre Michael Shenton can't keep hold of the ball.
And Matty Fleming knocked on, so the scrum goes down with a head and feed to Leigh, which Reynolds will feed in a moment. And Crooks, Reynolds and Tickle, all former Castleford players. Oh, they've lost it on the first. They've lost the ball on the first, and it was Matty Fleming. So this is the free play with Mike McMeekan.
Well, this is where they can't feel sorry for themselves. They've still got a number up, defend what's in front of them here.
McShane again, having a run from dummy half. It was a good job that Corey Patterson got to him. Zach Hardaker fires the pass. Roberts gets it away to Webster. Webster tries to duck under the challenge of Ben Crooks. He did, but look how many are there in reinforcements. Minikin at dummy half. Back it comes to Roberts again. Here is Junior Moores. Drops the pass off. Pelissier, important tackle low down. McShane again, attacking that line. Flat ball. They keep it alive. They've knocked it on. They've knocked it on, have they? No, the referee says play on. And Eden's in the corner. It's another decision coming up.
Time off. No.
For Robert Hicks. He's got to send this up as a try because he would have surely said knock on and stop the play.
No try.
Oh, how can he do that?
Just check that the ball.
How can he do that?
It's strange that you left play on and then come back and say no try.
Yes, please.
But it looked a clear knock on, so hopefully it should be clear on the video.
So,
Well, surely if he thought it was a knock-on, he
Yeah.
blows for the knock-on. He doesn't let them go and then give it to Robert Hicks to make the decision.
because really, Greg Eden just has to stop, not score the try, and he gets the ball back.
Well, it's, I suppose it's whether it's this ball's been knocked out.
Oh,
but I would
knocked out it has.
Well, I would even say that, you know, Luke Gale has responsibility to keep hold of that ball. We're seeing it in slow motion. You know, it's just part of the tackle to go in.
It was an attack on the ball, though, Stuart.
It was. He's gone towards the ball.
He's made a play for this. He's gone intentionally to knock that out, Stuart.
Well, in that case, perhaps it's not a knock-on then.
Yeah, he's intentionally knocked that on it. You can see exactly what he's doing. Well, Eddie, I could be taking you down to the changing rooms after the game to apologise to the referee, Chris Kendall here.
Yeah, but he sent it up as no try.
Yeah, exactly.
But that should be a
thing. That's the thing. He sent it up as a no try. He should have sent it up as a try. It was the only way he should have sent it up.
Well, the video referee has to see whether that has been knocked out deliberately. If he thinks it is, he gives a try. And there we have it.
The try is given. Greg Eden, try number 22. And look out, Leigh. He's had a hat-trick of hat-tricks in the last 3 games.
Well, it's not one of the specials that you'll see, the mistake, but even though when they made that mistake, it's not even a good ball to Shenton. Shenton knows exactly where he is on the field. He knows where his teammate is, who's hugging the touchline. Look, the ball goes down. It's an offload from Milner. The attack on the ball from Reynolds. The offload from Lefeo. And then Shenton, just nice and composed, gets the ball, does a little pirouette, sees what's in front of him, and then passes the ball at the right time.
He needs to be cool here, Shenton. I think all the players around that vicinity will know that there'll be a question mark around a possible knock-on. If the ball goes over the white stripe, it'll go up to the video ref. Such an important part of this jigsaw, Michael Shenton.
Yes, he is. And here's Luke Gale to try and add another 2 points. This is the most difficult kick he's had. Just a metre in from touch on this near side, as you can see. And just the wrong side of the posts. 16-0 though, Castleford lead, and 6 to go to half-time. Eden's 22nd try of the season.
Nice setup. It looks like a gamble and a risk from Adam Milner, but he throws it back into the path of Luke Gale, and another delicate touch from Jesse Senelefeo, a blind offload to a player that manages to handle it and provide a try-scoring pass.
How about that catch from the kickoff from Eden as well?
Stand. Go, that's one.
So Eddie, when you're playing like Cass are playing this year, the majority of those lads will be confident.
Look at that.
I know.
When you're top of the league and when you're playing, as you say, with confidence and you're brim full of it, everything seems to go for you.
You just don't think you can do anything wrong.
No.
You look around the change rooms for the game, you think, yeah, well, I know his strengths and weaknesses. Look, you try and control the likes of Junior Moores. You're trying to slow it down. The numbers are in there, but he's a big, powerful man who keeps pushing his legs forward. Look at that, 4 league players.
And then it's stolen.
Well,
The ball is pinched, and you're right now, Barry, that the penalties are starting to harm Centurions.
Well, Danny Tickle holds on to Junior Moores' lever there at his hand. He doesn't want him to get up and play the ball, plant that hand down just so he can push himself up and play it. A little tug on that's too much for Chris Kendall.
If Leigh want to get anything out of this game, they've got to have an equal share of possession. That means not making mistakes when you've got the ball and easy fumbles and easy errors, but also not giving penalties away.
They're underneath the post again, Castleford. As McShane gives the ball to Moores, who finds Gale and comes wide to Eden. Second try from Eden. Well, they're playing with a smile on their face this year, the Castleford Tigers, and Eden is making hay down this left-hand side. Second try in almost as many minutes, and Greg Eden, he picked the ball up with the right hand, transferred it to the left hand, and then spectacularly dropped it over in the corner.
Aren't they having a ball, these Cass fans?
Well, the town of Castleford is alive because of the Castleford Tigers this year.
Yeah.
It really has. It's come alive as Cass.
It's the Castleford revolution. It's a way and a style of playing the game that teams just can't defend. Luke Gale provides again another pass. The variation, it's the same setup. They've done it about 5 times now and picked a different option every time. And Greg Eden on this left edge he still has a bit to do. He still has to catch the ball, and I know that sounds simple, but when you've got onrushing defenders, you've got to expect the pass. It might not hit you. It could be one of 5 or 6 different variations, and Darryl Powell, Ryan Sheridan, Danny Orr have cracked Super League, and if there's a better player in Super League than Luke Gale, then I haven't seen him.
You don't get many smiles from Darryl during the course of the game, but he has given everybody watching this game this year smiles galore, and they're just fun to watch.
To be fair to Darryl, though, he was like that when he played and he got winning money. That was the same expression from him.
They were the days, winning money, Terry, eh?
Smiled when he had it, cried when he had to give it away, Powley.
And there speaks a friend. Here is Gale. He's measured this one. He's measured this one from almost the same position as he missed from Eden's previous try. He pops it over the top of the bar, and it's 22-0. And Greg Eden is on the verge of a 4th hat-trick in 4 games.
Eddie, there's a big job on for the Leigh fullback, Greg McNally. He's got to count numbers up. He's got to look where Zach Hardacre is. He is the big indicator to which side the ball's going. He does hide himself behind the play of the ball. He'll come from one side to the other, but as soon as they have them numbers, they just create havoc. The likes of Jesse Senni-Lefeo, who's carrying the ball, Junior Moores, when they carry the ball, they've got to pass in them. They know when to pass, they know when to tuck it under the wing and just run into contact.
I wonder when Greg Eden had to get his passport out in Australia. Wakefield have beaten Wigan, by the way, 42 points to 30.
It's a big result.
It's a huge result. Oh, here we go. This could be 4 hat-tricks in a row. If it comes left, it will be. It's 4 hat-tricks in as many games for Greg Eden. Quite unbelievable this year for the top try scorer. And what I was going to say before all that started, when he had to get his passport out in Brisbane, when he left the Broncos and Wayne Bennett and he came over here to Castleford, I wonder whether he believed what was going to happen to him in 2017. This is absolutely unbelievable from Greg Eden.
Well, I'm sure a lot of those Cass fans behind the sticks will have forgot about who Denny Solomona is. Greg
Denny
Eden,
who?
Yeah, Greg Eden has set this competition alight, along with his side. Look at this, the way that they glide through. Even Michael Shenton, he's back to his best. He didn't have the best of times when he played at Saints. But the way that Cass play on the front foot, they're led around by Luke Gill, Junior Moores, Ben Roberts, all the players that they've got, the key playmakers that you want to play, they're all there. They're a confident side who like to play on the front foot. But what I do like about them, they generate their own speed, whether it's going through teams, around teams, and when it's their time to defend, they are the best defensive team in the competition.
What a dynamic side and edge this left edge is for Castleford. You see Greg Eden put the ball down. Michael Shenton has again a decision to make and a try-scoring pass to deliver. Luke Gale, and we've already mentioned Jesse Senni-Lefeo a few times, doing the hard work and also adding a little bit of craft to his game.
Gale inevitably adds the extras, and Castleford Tigers, they make it 28 points to 0. Well, here it is, the 4th hat-trick in as many matches from Greg Eden.
Well, he can score them from far out, he can score them close to the line. But what Cass do, they do it very well, and they've hit Leigh with 3 tries in 4 minutes.
And that's what they've done to so many teams this year. They hit teams with a burst of
That's
tries.
what they do. It's bang, 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 and before you know it, it looks and appears like the game's gone. 28-0 would suggest that. Just cast your mind back to pre-season when Greg Eden signed for Castleford Tigers. I think he thought he was signing to be a fullback. Shortly after that, Zach Hardacre followed. He got the #1 shirt. He got the fullback position. I suspect Greg Eden might have been a little bit disappointed. Well, my word, that left edge, that left wing spot has been golden for him.
Well, look at this, all those scores going through. Widnes have beaten Leeds. Warrington have lost to Salford, or should I say Salford have beaten Warrington. And Wakefield have beaten Wigan. And you can get all the highlights any moment now on our website of all those games. Don't leave us, though, until the end of this match, because Castleford are a joy to watch. Siren has sounded, and the ball is everywhere and all over the place. And it just ended untidily. But, well, the man who's pulling all the strings, and the man who's in the ring with the Tigers, and is taming the Tigers, and is training the Tigers, and has trained a man who can score tries for fun in Greg Eden. Senny Lefeo, after just shy of a quarter of an hour, started it. He continued it on with his second try, and then Eden. 1 in 34 minutes, 1 in 36 minutes, 1 in 38. 34, 36, 38. Great figure. Greg Eden. 4 hat-tricks in as many matches. 20.
Especially in the final 6 minutes of that 40 minutes. The likes of this man who's got the ball, so influential. They made 7 breaks in the first half, and as soon as you give them that space, you create those opportunities. Well, good luck to you trying to stop them.
They've got such a plethora of match winners in their team as well. This man, Junior Moores, is one. They've got the likes of Ben Roberts. They've got Luke Gale, obviously. They have the wingers Eden and Minikin. I mean, Minikin has been outshone again today in the scoring stakes, but he's got 14 tries this season. Penalty here to Castleford, even though that was a forward pass. The markers not standing square at the play the ball.
Fast ruck speed just puts that defensive line. It's impossible to get everybody back in the right place. You see everybody. Paul McShane, we've hardly mentioned Paul McShane in that first 40 minutes. As has been the influence of that left edge. The middlemen so important and crucial on any other weekend for Castleford Tigers have been outshone by that left edge.
Matt Cook here, and it takes 3 to bring him down. There is McShane, and the runner is Adam Milner.
It was a good shot, wasn't it?
They go left again with Gale. Jesse Senny Lefeo. How's that for a pass? He missed the man, and he still managed to bounce it back in towards the field of play. Everything is going right for them.
They just buy some time when they're carrying the ball. They know exactly when to release it, don't they?
Milner. Roberts. Hardacre. Man taken out. Man taken out for Leigh. He's flat out in back play. Touch judge is on.
Josh Drinkwater's the man that's down. Again, Tony Martin alerts the referee, Chris Kendall.
Tackle 4 there.
Well, I think there was an obstruction came through on Drinkwater here. I think certainly had it gone through. You see, he's taken out of the play, and then Hardacre goes through. So that's an obstruction.
He chooses his line, doesn't he, McMeekin? He doesn't deviate from that line straight into Drinkwater.
Need to find space. He's been hit as suspicious.
Yeah, he needs to either hit either side of the shoulder, whether it's his inside or his outside, get through the line, and then that wouldn't be a penalty, not just run straight at him head on.
Just covering off the confidence that Castleford are playing. When you play the game without a fear of what might happen, you're not worried about the consequence of getting it wrong, you'll try anything. And therefore those brave decisions become better decisions because everybody will react to it. There's the penalty, clear-cut penalty, and Leigh have their chance with the ball now.
And they have the ball with Danny Tickle. A man who needs 3 points, Danny Tickle, by the way, for 2,500 in his career. Done badly, has he?
No.
The former England international, last England cap 2012.
And I can remember a young Danny Tickle playing at loose forward for Halifax. A man with tremendous talent, a good kicking game in his day as well.
His Drinkwater looks as though he's recovered from that collision. Pellissier at dummy half, gives it to Tickle again. The Castleford defence, though, stands firm against the run of Sam Hopkins. The ball now goes high. And he claims it well.
As soon as he gets that ball, he turns around, doesn't he, Greg Eden? We've seen him come up with some bloopers over the years. He catches that ball. As soon as he catches it, knows that there's going to be an on-rushing Matty Dawson. Spins out of that tackle, lands on his front. Again, it's all about speed, getting the ball, getting to ground, playing it for your teammate who's going to come on the next carry.
OK, let's get the half-time news, shall we? I wonder what was said in those dressing rooms. Angela Powers.
Well, Neil Dukes for Leigh said that he was a bit disappointed with some tough calls. If the video ref decisions had gone their way, he said, there might be a different complexion to this game. Echoes, he said, of the start of the season where a lapse in concentration allowed Castleford to capitalise with quick tries. Their right side dropped out of systems and they were exploited. Tighten that edge defence, he says, and stick with it. Daryl Powell, though, said that he turned the ball over a few too many times in the first quarter, but pulled it back with some great defence in the second half, some solid defence there. He wants them to start well here, don't give the opportunity a chance to get back into the game.
Well, here's an opportunity, courtesy of the referee's whistle for the penalty.
Well, good work. Not enough space shown by Paul McShane, the hooker. They're all over him. Dawson, as he's trying to get up, is walking forward. You know what, we've seen them penalised this year, but Leigh get the benefit of the doubt. The penalty goes in their favour.
I think it's just the fact that he didn't step back when he made the tackle, and that's put Matty Dawson off balance, which made him go forward. So I think McShane's got to step out first off.
Leigh then, on the back of that penalty, coming forward with Drinkwater, and that was Webster hunting the interception, but McNally bravely held on. Drinkwater again, and this now is Hopkins. Good leg drive from the substitute. Pellissier waits, goes to the right hand side, short ball. Opportunities here, but good defence again from Castleford.
Well, there's a number of times you've seen Castle on Sky Sports this year when you get close to the line, someone's got leg drive. As Derek Ormond looks on, he looks nervous, but they carry the team over the line.
Maria couldn't get the ball down, though. Little dab to the in-goal area, and swept up brilliantly by Minikin.
Well, they do everything right. They kick on the fourth play, they get the man behind the try line, which was Minikin, and then they can't tackle him. You've got to make sure that effort to get the chase up in his face, you've got to come up with the next play, and that is tackling him.
Hardaker, dummy half, Webster. Forward they come again, Castleford. They will have fond memories of this ground, even though it's their first visit to take on the Leigh Centurions. They won here in 2014 to reach the Wembley final, cup semi-final victory over Widnes, 28-6. They've got 28 points here again today against the Leigh Centurions, who've got the 0 alongside the name at the moment. Luke Gale's high kick. There's all sorts of collisions over there, picked up in the end by Matty Dawson.
Well, a couple of the Leigh fans thought that there was contact from Greg Eden on Greg McNally. It was an attacking kick, wasn't it? It was a punishing kick. It's been about punishing. And about this for defence.
Well, Castleford trying to keep Leigh penned near their own line. Corey Patterson did his best then to gain them a few metres.
Only 16 metres made so far.
Pellissier makes a few more. That's better. They're 9 shy of halfway. So the kick is easier here. And Hardaker is able to pick it up quite easily and make ground before the chase arrives.
But again, good footwork at the line. Leaves Corey Patterson, doesn't he? Comes up with a quick play of the ball. A couple of Leigh players aren't setting the defensive line.
Minikin here for Castleford. Now Matt Cook on the bench today. 14th time as a substitute.
He's hurt already.
Yeah, it's a tackle at the back on the legs, isn't it? Going in third man, down low. That's the thing that hurt me. Somebody comes in here late.
It's Crooks. And that's one of those tackles that I hate these tackles when you go in, you go below the knee, and then all of a sudden you've got two men over the top, till your vein, drink water, look, holding the player up, then all of a sudden they're pushing them backwards.
What's your view on that, Stu?
Well, I think it is dangerous contact. There's no need to go in with such force, I don't think. I think it will be a penalty. No, he's gone in at the back of the he's gone in at the back of the legs, so the legs do bend in that way.
He's going in the sin bin. He's Ben Crooks.
Eddie, you can't defend yourself as a player. I've said it I don't know how many times. When someone comes in, you've got players holding you up. The physio now forecast is saying there's got to be a change over there for Cup. You can't defend yourself when you've been held up. You're trying to get to ground. Someone comes in here, hits you below the knees.
Unfortunately, it is in the tackle technique in the modern day rugby league.
They get a free interchange as well. Now that
the legs bent, didn't they?
They do.
The legs bent. That's the trouble. They were teammates together this time last year, Crooks and Cook. Anyway, the penalty is given to Castleford. Leigh have one man less, and I don't think that now counts as a substitution, do they?
That's right.
For Castleford.
It's a free interchange for them.
Because it was foul play.
It's foul play and sin bin.
Dealt with on the field by the referee.
That's right.
So Massey will take it forward again for Castleford, and it's not going to get any easier for the Leigh Centurions, down to 12 men. As Roberts gets a great ball away to Webster.
Good tackle from Mitch Brown. They'll close that play down from Webster.
McShane bobbing and weaving. Hale again. Here is Shenton. Here is Shenton. There is Eden. Is that 4? Yes, it is. 4 for Greg Eden, and his 100th, the 100th Super League try for the Castleford Tigers this year in round 16. And that tells its own story. 100 tries at this stage of the season from this team that has swept so far just about all before them.
Well, this is all off script and reactionary. Paul McShane thinks about going on the right, comes back to the left. Junior Moores puts in a pass to Luke Gale, who's under pressure, gets a hurried pass away that bobbles along the floor. There it is. Quickest to react is Shenton, and how many times has he done this afternoon? The Leigh crowd don't like the validity of that pass. They think it's slightly forward, but Greg Eden, Michael Shenton and Castleford Tigers, they don't ask anybody's opinion. You just get the ball down and get the latest 4 points.
No, it's it.
Well, you can't look for forward passes on video referees. We've said that ad infinitum since 1996. But the Castleford Tigers fans are delighted at one end, and at the other, it's not really a happy afternoon. But Eden, 4 tries in a match for him.
We've had the referee just speaking to the captain, Drinkwater, with one of his players, the winger, who complained about that rather vociferously. He's been to him a couple of times. A couple of the bench staff have been at Chris Kendall as well, so he'll need to keep an eye on this. I wouldn't be surprised if we see someone going to the sin bin soon from Leigh. They have been at him for quite a bit.
Well, they've already got one in the bin. Of course, Ben Crooks. They don't want to have anyone talking out of turn to the referee. Gale hits the post. They're human after all.
What's impressive about Castleford is that, yeah, this try is about off the cuff, but it's the way that they get into shape straight away. They reload, they get behind the ball, they know exactly what to do, and straight away they can come up with those same sort of plays, even off the cuff. It's not a set-up play.
You see, on that angle, there was nothing wrong with that pass. And I don't think there was anything anyway. Do you, Stu?
No, I don't think it was a forward pass. Just getting to that stage of the game, isn't it?
And what players can't do, especially the Leigh players, they can't start looking at the referee and apportioning blame to him. Do your job properly. Try and rescue something from this game. 32-0 to zip. Doesn't look like all. It looks unlikely they'll get a win.
You know, I got a feeling that Leigh will play a lot worse than this against certain sides and win.
I agree. The first quarter belonged to the Centurions, but They can't afford to blame the referee. They can't vent the frustration at the referee. Put your energy into doing your job properly.
The problem here with Adam Milner, straight away he spits his gum shield out. You know he's in some pain here. He's not a player to stay down. He's holding on to his left knee.
Yes, he is.
Said Eddie, he's a tough player, Adam Milner. Trying to see where he hurts here. There's contact on the floor. There's nothing really in it. He doesn't look like he's in any pain there.
Yeah.
It's when he's spinning it. Does he get his leg trapped with in Maria's legs, and as he's twisting to get up?
The Leigh supporters are thinking that he's headbutted Maria here, but I think that's a bit harsh.
No, I've not seen any foul play here.
No, none at all.
And I've not seen any
I'm
real...
not saying it's the Leigh supporters, nobody else.
I'm not... When you look at it, Eddie, it's not... I wouldn't even say it's the contact on the floor, because when he's trying to spin around, he looks okay, doesn't he? There's no anguish on his face, and it's when he seems to have his leg trapped in Maria's legs. In that movement, the spin, I think he's done something there.
I think he's got his legs trapped between Maria's, hasn't he? And Maria's obviously trying to just slow it down a little bit. And then that's where the injury occurs.
It's almost gone unnoticed, by the way, while we watch all this, is that I think I'm right in saying Kevin Laroya has come on for Castleford for his Super League debut. He's been out on loan at the Bradford Bulls this year. 9 appearances in the Championship, but Laroya now makes his debut. There he is in Super League for Castleford Tigers, but the man going off is Adam Milner. And yes, it looks like it is problems with the knee.
So he's reinvented himself, hasn't he, Adam Milner? Played at 9, did a tremendous job when Darryl Clark left. All of a sudden he finds himself at loose forward. He is tough.
I bet he costs a bit in strapping, does Grant Millington.
Well, there he is. He's just have a look at him, both arms and round the head today. Gale with the kick downfield. Might take a wicked bounce and finds touch, but it's outside the 40. That's the 40-20.
Again, it's another big play from Castleford. That's come off the back of a slow play of the ball, Eddie. Slow play of the ball, and he still has time, even with the Leigh players dropping back. He dissects them, gets a perfect bounce, goes straight into it. It's not a fluke, that. The amount of hours on the training field that man will do, and key individuals from all teams will do, to come up with players like that.
32-0. Castleford lead in this, their first visit to Leigh for a league game since a National League 1 match in 2007. 6th of May to be precise, 32-34 at Hilton Park.
Some panic here now, getting driven back in defence, looking to offload the ball. Looking around now, who's going to be carrying this ball? Danny Tickle across to the short side.
Decent run, more than a decent run. Laroya in the end, low down, getting the ankles. Pellissier and Maria.
It's not some of the forwards should be doing, just having a look where Paul McShane is. Maria earns his side a penalty here. Massey all over him, won't let him get to his feet.
And Chris Kendall gets a cheer from the Leigh Centurion supporters. Not only the Leigh players, Stuart, that are on the back of the referee, the fans are displeased as well.
Well, that's a given.
Chris Kendall's just happy he's down this end.
You still get told to sort them out, don't you?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So here come Leigh then, looking for a little bit of consolation perhaps. And it's with Drinkwater. And Televe came to this club from St Helens. Maria, the dummy half, bends his back, picks it up, gives it to Drinkwater. It's driven in then by Jamie Acton. Well, we've seen Castleford in attack. Now we're watching the defence as Pellissier goes for the line, slips the pass. And has he got it down here? Has he got it down?
Acton it
Jamie
is.
Acton. No try on the field from the referee. Jamie Acton hopes he's got the call wrong because this is his 70th appearance for Leigh. Does he make it? Stewart.
Well, he's got possession of it at the moment. Does he keep hold?
He's short anyway.
Well,
Is he?
I think he's in possession when the ball gets to the ground. It's a question of whether the ball touches the line as he goes down. It seems to squirt out after his possession. Oh, he's lost it.
He's lost it.
He's lost it, yeah. Webster's pulled on his hand, which has released the ball. So it's not a ball steal. He just loses it as he goes down. So this will be confirmed as no try.
No try. And it's a knock-on then by Acton. So Castleford head and feed at the scrum.
Well, Chris Kendall, he's going to have no friends in Leigh. Everything that goes against this Leigh Centurions side is Chris Kendall's fault.
3 times they've been turned down. 3 times they've been turned down by the video referee. I think 3 times, well, one with a bit of a question mark, but the other 2 clear.
There's no doubt on the other 2, was there? Maybe a doubt on the one of them from Policia.
But it was sent up as a no try. Robert Hicks, nowhere to go.
Yep.
If he deemed that was obstruction, which he did.
Well, he has to have sufficient evidence, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And he obviously didn't have sufficient proof to overturn the decision at the time.
I thought it was no try too.
Well, that is a
rest my
rarity.
case.
It's a rarity if Barry agrees with a no try decision.
Well, what Leigh need to do now is trade sets. Just 26 minutes to go in this game. You jump the line, you've got a threat there, Grant Millington. He's one of those ball-playing forwards that will ride a tackle and offload.
Massey taking it forward into Leigh's territory again. Last one, though, for Castleford here. Roberts pumps it high with the left foot. Well claimed by Greg McNally. The chasers arrive very quickly, though, don't they, for Castleford? You don't have a time to breathe when you're in possession. Matty Dawson now.
Well, let's see how urgent the Leigh players are now to bring the ball forward. You probably look at that scoreboard, you can hear the Leigh shirt thing, the game's gone against us, but you've got to keep playing the game out. You've got to do something. You've got to try and be the difference that'll lift everyone else around you.
We have 25 minutes remaining. Knock on.
Well, the second carry in a minute or so from that man, Jamie Acton, come up with the 2 mistakes. This time, instead of it being close to Cass's line, it's on the 40-metre mark.
It's the knee of Grant Millington. And Acton and Leigh Centurions, another call goes against them. He's frustrated. I bet Neil Dukes is frustrated. He just goes a little bit silent at Leigh Sports Village.
It does a bit, and yet they've not been that far off Leigh, to be fair to them. It's just that when Castleford get in the mood to score tries, they are devastating.
It's them 3 tries in that 4-minute spell at the back end of the first half.
34, 36, 38 minutes.
Move, Lachlan! Wait.
Good Paul McShane there, he's pointing up.
He's pointed right and he's gone left.
Yeah, well, that's just the fake, isn't it? That's the fake from him.
Massey gets to his feet. That was Ren. Oh, how about that, Roberts? The ball, though, has been...
Let's give a high shot here from Drinkwater on Roberts.
It's been passed by Roberts, but there's a high shot there.
That was beautiful from McMeekin. Passes it over his shoulder. He's not even looking where it's going to go. He knows where the support player is going to be.
Let's go.
So yet more possession for Castleford.
Well, let's
Junior Moores.
Let's see what the setup is here. Luke Gale's just had a word with Michael Shenton.
Well, Eden's got 4 tries. Does he want 5? They're going his way again. They're going his way again. Luke Gale! Luke Gale gets over the line, and has he scored this himself?
He's held up. I think Leigh have held him up, Luke Gale.
Just check the ball doesn't hit the ground, please.
Just wants to check there's no touch of the ball on the ground. He's very close, though, isn't he, to this?
Yeah, good effort from Burr, wasn't it, to hold him up.
Yeah, he's held up all the time there. I think the Leigh fans down that end have a pretty good view of it. So I think this will be, again, confirmed as no try.
So Luke Gale He'll take the ball back to the 10-metre line, which he already had done. He knew it was no try. McShane to Millington. This is Junior Moores, and he was looking to offload as he spun to the ground. McShane again. There's Roberts. Oh, great ball. Webster. How about that? He took the entire defence to the left-hand side. He brought the ball back to the right-hand side. There was a gap there big enough for even Terry O'Connor to get through. And he could have held hands with Barry and they would have both got through together in that. It was a massive gap and Webster gets the try.
Again, I'm looking at what Leigh are doing and looking at what Castleford are doing. You think that the ball's going to go out wide, but where Luke Gale is, but it all comes back to this lovely little play from McMeekan to Roberts. There's the high shot. And another set of 6. Luke Gale with the show and go, pulls it back. Good defence from Leigh Centurions. That's some desperate efforts. All the set-up shape, all the push was on the other side. Gives it to Ben Roberts, who drags the defenders across. Have a look at Ben Roberts when he goes at the line. He pulls Jamie Acton across, which is the over-chase, causes that gap to appear. And that man goes in for a simple try.
This is simply outstanding rugby league from Castleford Tigers.
It is. 36-0. And Luke Gale to add the extras he hopes. Oh, and I was going to say he's missed it. It goes in off the post.
In off.
As I say, when things are going for you, they go for you. If it was been the other way round and they really needed that, it would have probably bounced out. As it is, they didn't need it, but they'll take it. 38-0.
Well, Cass Tigers and Ben Roberts played for and got. While everybody's eyes are on the support runner that Ben Roberts has on his right shoulder, the nice line that Jake Webster cuts leaves him in open space, and another try from the Castleford Tigers. What have we got here now?
Well, 20 minutes, and I wonder now how many. It's not a question of who's going to win, it's just how many Castleford are going to win by.
It's cruel, Eddie, but the bigger focus will be on the opposition scoreline. Castleford Tigers, Darryl Powell, they've talked all year about how important defence is for them. Keeping a clean score sheet will be really, really important to them at this current point in time.
If I'm Neil Dukes, I'm looking at what the players are doing in defence here now. Again, Shenton goes towards the sideline, gives it back to that man, Greg Eden. Players in motion, Zach Hardacre again support.
Have a go at that. They're trying everything, it's coming off. This is Jake Webster.
It looks like they're cheating at times, doesn't it? They're that good.
Well, it's training ground stuff, isn't it? Roberts. Infield it comes to McMeekan. McMeekan goes down on the last 20 metres out. Oh, look at the pickup from McShane. Comes wide here to Moores, further wide to Shenton. And back to 0 with the ball in hand with Eden. Eden knows it's worth a go. It's still worth a go. This is Junior Moores. I think Eden thought he was on the way to 5 tries then. 0 tackles, 6 from here then for Castleford. And it doesn't come off all the time. Webster puts it down, Ben Roberts' pass. Just looking at the top of the table as a result of today's games, Castleford tonight will sit on 26 points. Salford second on 24 points. Leeds have been beaten, so they're on 20. Hull can go above Leeds into 3rd place if they beat the Catalan Dragons. They will have 21. Castleford will be 2 points clear of Salford, and they could be 4 points clear. Salford could be 4 points clear of the rest if Hull lose. It's a heck of a season for those two, Castleford and Salford.
It's incredible.
Making everyone sit up, aren't they?
Even throw the lower spend in the Super League, Wakefield into that equation. The jobs that they've done this year, the belief that they've got in themselves that's going through the veins. And Junior Moores just took a little bit of a knock. He's got back in the scrum. He's okay.
I think you mentioned at some point this week, we've watched that many games, I've lost track.
This is number 9.
You mentioned that Darryl Powell is a contender for the Coach of the Year. Obviously, Ian Watson has to be
Very much
mentioned
so.
in the same breath.
Very much so.
The transformation at Salford Red Devils is phenomenal.
And Terry makes a good point that, you know,
Don't say that, Eddie.
Here's Pellissier, meanwhile. Here's Pellissier. They're not at the top of the salary cap list, are they, these two clubs, Castleford and Salford? It's got to be down to something special off the field. Well, and you've got to say the two coaches have done a brilliant job.
Yeah, and Wakefield are at the bottom of the cap spend.
Yes.
And where they are.
Yes, well, they're up to 20 points as well. They are now level with the Leeds Rhinos on 20 points. What a year. Patterson gets the pass out wide. There's no way through for Fleming. Referee signals this is the last. So the kick into the middle, where there's all sorts of bodies everywhere. And Ben Roberts has picked it up. And it was Zero tackled that because it was a knock-on by Leigh, so we'll bring it back to the 10-metre line.
They play the ball on the 10, even that time, I think it's the second or third occasion that the ball's gone behind the try line, but the Leigh defenders weren't there to tackle Roberts.
About time, I think, we took a breather. Let's go down to Angela Powell.
Quick update, Eddie, on Adam Milner. We saw him limp off earlier. The injuries to his shin, there's ice on it at the moment, but they don't think it's a break, but he won't be playing any further part in this game. Neither will Matt Cook as well. He suffered a knee injury in that incident when Ben Crooks was sin-binned. It looks like medial ligament injury for him.
So it's coming at a bit of a cost then, isn't it, for Castleford? Two men off the field. Let's hope it's not a broken leg for Milner. Broken shin.
I just want to expand on the discussion we're having about that low tackle that Ben Crooks has been sent to the sin bin for. Coaches and tackle technique will tell you, slow the leg drive down, stop the leg drive, knock the knees together, prevent that player from going forward. What we see at the minute is players forcefully going in at the knee. It often results in injury, and I'd like to see it out of the game, but the question is, how now it's in the game do we get it out?
Yeah, big question.
Well, we could actually follow what the NRL do, and I know we don't always like to do that, but they're not allowed to tackle below the waist when you're third man going in.
Yeah.
It seems to have taken it out of their game.
And I would 100% back that.
McShane goes to the left-hand side. Here's Junior Moores. Junior Moores then to Zach Hardacre. That's tackle for Castleford.
Still down, Junior Moores.
High off the boot of Luke Gale. A bit too long, maybe. McNally, though, underneath it safely.
It was a good kick, though, wasn't it? Trapped in the corner, over on the right-hand side, 10 metres from the line.
Junior Moore's back on his feet, by the way. There is number 17.
Well, they won't want any injuries. They've been relatively injury-free this year, Cass. And you look at if they lose the likes of Adam Milner and Matt Cook, how that will affect them. They don't want to pick up injuries to players that are playing well for the club.
He's gone down with cramp twice now, Junior Moores. That's fatigue. Obviously a high workload for all the players in Super League. Backing up Thursday, Friday, or Thursday or Friday and Monday.
And Leigh go to Leeds on Friday of this
Friday
week.
night, yeah. Doesn't get any easier for the Centurions.
The rest play either Saturday or Sunday.
Well, right in front of the Cass fans, that piece of magic from Zach Hardacre. Gets back, taps the ball back in. Cass fans thought there was a penalty for the high shot then.
16 minutes remaining. 38-0 Castleford have this game in the bag. Don't forget, just before 7 o'clock, Catalan Dragons and Hull FC over on Sky Sports 1 for you. Big game. Big game. Catalan without a coach, searching for a new man, and Hull FC with with work to do. Gale all along the ground, just
Perfect.
finds touch on this near side.
Perfect from Luke Gale. Steps up, slows the game down. The rugby IQ in this Castleford team is a joy to watch. Every player, when called upon, I know Luke Gale is tasked with directing his team, with his passes, with his kicking game. But when asked to do so, you've got other players, Millington, who's got 10 on his back, can play 6, 13. You've got numerous players that can step up. We saw a ridiculous kick from Jesse Senilafeo bounce up into the hands of that player, Luke Gale.
But even that kick from Luke Gale kicks it off the side of his foot. It's the second bounce that just takes it to the touchline.
Well, it's now come out of the scrum, and Castleford broke. Penalty.
Well, he's making friends with the Leigh fans straight in front of that scrum.
Ben Crooks is out of the sin bin, obviously. Here he is.
Well, the Castleford fans are having that good of a time now. They're doing the Viking clap.
Mix Brown for Leigh.
Good atmosphere being generated. They're having a ball at the minute, the Cast Tigers fans.
This is Lachlan Burr. Hood is waiting at dummy half. And here is Danny Tickle.
That's the difference, isn't it, in the attacking shape? They didn't know what to do then, Danny Tickle, whether to give the ball out the back or not. Again, they've got...
is all over the back.
And again, they've got the numbers, they're just a bit flat here.
Drinkwater. Oh, he went for the penalty then, Greg McNally, and he got it. He was obstructed as he chased his own kick through.
I'm just saying that he's gone straight into him, Chris Kendall. Yeah, you can see. Steps off his foot, puts his body in front of McNally.
This is a barometer of the attitude of Cass now, defending their own line. The game is in the bag. Do they want that? No, or are they happy to see Leigh Centurions get one or two at the back end of this game?
Liam Hood comes down this left-hand side. Drinkwater long ball. And Brown could not take the pass in. And there's your answer. There's your answer, Barry. They don't want Leigh to score.
It's too easy to read forecast when they defend, and if they're man on man and they're looking up and they're getting the bodies in front, every time Leigh have gone to attack, then they weren't deep enough. The shape that Cass play with, they've got so much depth that you don't know what you're going to have to deal with as a defender. When Leigh have it, they're just too flat. You're looking, you're anticipating that flat ball because there's not going to be any other play. They can't put any other play on.
Let's go.
Castleford to try and work this ball away from their own line again with Lafeo. McShane. Laroya, he's had to bide his time. The 14-time French international. Trying to make the most of it. But Gale has left the scene for the time being, and young Tom Holmes has come on, maybe for the last 10-12 minutes or so. Knock on here against Castleford, just ending a little untidily.
Well, Grant Millington just asking the ref to have a little look at the screen, see if there's any hands in, and I think he's got a point with Attilia there. Just a little flick as he's getting up to play the ball. Nudges that ball out. Well, they just got to defend this next set of 6, and let's see what Leigh can do. Just over 10 minutes to go in this game. Can they pour some points? It's going to be hard, though, against Cass, because they'll be looking at that big 0.
They will, Matty Fleming. And, you know, we've been praising Leigh for keeping going and getting across the line a few times, being turned down by the video referee. We oughtn't to forget that the likes of Harrison Hansen misses his first game of this year. Willie Tonga's out. Gareth Fox out. Adam Hickson suspended. Mickey Hyam, Dane Weston, all missing. Here's Danny Tickle, though. This is Drinkwater, but it's a wall of tangerine jerseys that are ahead of him.
Kevin Laroya ferocious then when he saw them ribs exposed.
Hood goes one way then the other. Dabs it to the in-goal area.
He's offside here, Eddie. Paul McShane. The ball takes a bounce. I'm not sure who it is. Is it Tom Holmes? Makes a play for it, goes forward into that man's hands, Paul McShane.
So another chance for Leigh to launch an attack with Corey Patterson. Corey Patterson driving his way to the line, getting to the line, but look at the bodies underneath and all around him.
Look at what Paul McShane was doing. First of all, he was trying to hold him up when he thought he was going to be just short of line. Then when he realised he's going over, he just jams his body underneath it.
Tickle. Leigh looking to wipe that 0 off the scoreboard against their name. Again, they take him over the line and hold him up.
It's easy. It's an easy option to take. Instead of wrestling with a player, lock the ball up. There's 3 players from Castleford locking the ball up. There's no chance to get the ball down. Carry him over the try line, you buy yourself 10 metres.
And
smart play.
And Leigh have only failed to score once in the Betfred Super League this year, and that was in the 20-0 defeat against Wigan. Attila Bay. He gave himself up then.
Yeah, well, he gave himself up. He thought it was an obstruction running behind, but the referee had actually called play on Chris Kendall.
Hood goes to the right-hand side. Reynolds stabs the kick in. Swept up by Eden.
That was on the 3rd play, that. Whether they were running out of options and they think the only way they can break Cast down is by kicking the ball through. Have another crack, another 2 plays at them.
Here goes Shenton. He must be loving this season, Michael Shenton. And back after a full year out, injured against Leigh in round 1. Now they attack down this side, and Minikin has a chance. Crooks comes across though and gets it, but high.
Yeah, high shot from Crooks on Minikin. Another good ball from Ben Roberts that gets that man free. Right, puts all the weight on his inside, knowing that Crooks is coming across, trying to force him out of the field of play. But it's another penalty here, and it's where you give the penalties away. Even though they could be pretty level, it's where you give those penalties away. Where it's another set of 6 that you've got to defend.
And they're going to come at them, Castleford, from 30 metres out with 6 tackles to go. Lefeo.
Move down, get square, back with me. Wait to go, that's 1.
McShane into centre field. Massey slipped as he arrived at Hopkins. Millington turns the ball back inside, forward pass.
Timing was all wrong then on the support run. Zach Hardacre catches it and passes it, and Ben Roberts a second or 2 too early.
Well, it was a knock on anyway.
Just over 7 minutes left in this game. Nothing to gain for the Centurions. Everything to lose for Castleford Tigers, because they will be desperate to keep that 0. And the Centurions will be looking at next week now. Internally, as a player, you're thinking, I want to go into the changing rooms with my head held high. So the last couple of involvements are important.
Castleford at home to St Helens next Sunday. As we said earlier, Leigh Centurions go to the Leeds Rhinos this Friday.
That'll be a good game. Cass versus Saints. They've won the last 2 games. Justin Holbrook stamping his mark on that team now.
Drinkwater pass into centre field. Lachlan Burr. Be interesting to see what happens next weekend with these matches for the second double-header of the campaign. Coaches always tell you that you might get some strange results on the 3rd match. Dawson goes without that.
You might get some strange results, as we see a mistake here.
We've had some eyebrow-raising results already today, haven't we?
It's what you do. It obviously, you've got to get up mentally and physically for the game, but it's what you do with the ball. You can't turn over that cheap possession. You don't want to be defending in a short turnaround. You want to make sure that your discipline's right, your attitude's right. You don't feel sorry for yourself because of that short turnaround. You've just got to put your boots on, go out there, play, and have a real focus of getting an 80-minute performance right.
And Eddie, in between the 2nd and the 3rd game, it's all about the recovery protocol. It's all about looking after the body. You might just touch on this game. You might just review it. Possibly spend a bit of time previewing the game that you've got coming up, but it's about getting your body, getting rid of all the bumps and bruises, plenty of ice baths, plenty of cryo chamber work, two words that make me shiver and shudder every time I say them.
What about that from Jesse Senelifeo? Roberts drops the pass off. Here is Minikin, fed by Webster. They come across, though, in numbers. Do Leigh, they hold him up just shy of the line. And they're lined up, Castleford, from right to left. And it's going that way. This is Roberts. Now they come back this way to Webster. Webster to Minikin. He puts the boot to ball, looking for McMeekin.
Well, good defence from the Centurions. They held that man up, Minikin, as the ball went out to him from Webster. The kick from him to McMeekin. He just can't get it.
Poor old Greg Minikin. He's had to watch his wing partner or opposite wing stroll over in recent weeks. Try after try after try. Every time he gets the ball, he's got three faces in front of him.
Drinkwater will feed this scrum here. 4 minutes and counting. Oof. Job Dawson reacted quick enough to that. That could have been another try begging for Castleford.
Well, Leigh Centurions, knowing that they're under pressure, holding that ball in the scrum, trying to earn a penalty. Finding meters hard to come by as a dominant collision here from Leroy on Patterson.
He felt that, didn't he? Corey Patterson really felt that. Tickle goes down. He's still breathing heavily as Corey Patterson. And Televay now. Ben Crooks taking on Webster, and out he goes.
Trying to play outside of Cass. The field position that they were, you saw that big challenge from Leroy on Corey Patterson, and then the ball goes to the other side. They're having no joy going through Castleford, so they tried to go around them and obviously just run out of space.
Frustration for Ben Crooks, particularly against this team that he was playing for last year.
And he supported as a kid when his dad played for them, the great Lee Crooks.
Played for the amateur club Lot Lane as a junior. Ben Crooks. Be a tough afternoon for him.
Sorry, you're now in the scrum. Right, let's put down, guys.
Just been outclassed. Castleford have been too fast, too skillful, ruthless when they've had the ball.
Surrender!
Great run from young Tom Holmes. Here is Lafeo.
He's been good. Been good today. Put in a good shift.
Holmes again, wide to go, bounced off the hands of Shenton and went forward. Don't forget that just before 7 o'clock on Sky Sports 1, we have Catalan Dragons against Hull FC for you, and a huge, huge incentive for the Catalan Dragons. If they can win, they will knock Warrington back into the top 4. They'll climb out of the bottom, the top 8 rather. They will climb out of the bottom 4 themselves, will the Catalan Dragons. Hull, well, they need to get back on the horse and quickly too, Hull FC. Coming into this round today in 4th place, but with Wakefield winning and Salford and Castleford winning, they have to win in the south of France to keep tabs on what's going on around them. Big game then. Big game coming up in Perpignan. Anthony Maria was wrestled to the ground. Here comes Ben Crooks. They'll keep it going. And Castleford have got 1 3/4 minutes to nil the Leigh Centurions for only the 2nd time this year.
And they're still hitting hard, aren't they? Even after 78 minutes.
Nice pick up from Liam Hood, wide from Reynolds. Oh, solid defence over on that far side. Tom Holmes it was. Holmes coming on for Luke Gale, and there's the turnover.
Fatigue, mental and physical fatigue. That's all I can see from Leigh Centurions. They've been beaten up and battered on the field and on the scoreboard, and they're just praying for that final whistle now.
And they would have come into this with their heads held high and with their spirits high after their first ever away win in Super League on Friday night.
Yeah, the 4th win of the season. They would have had a lot of confidence going to Hull. Scoring, was it 5 tries against them? Well, they're trying everything, Leigh. They've just been outclassed in that first half.
It's Leigh's head and feet at this scrum.
Well, just over 30 seconds to go now. The clock will be held up by the referee, Chris Kendall. Well, there you go. That's the first time they've got there. They've showed a bit of urgency. They're running out of time, but unfortunately, there's less than 20 seconds to go now in this game for them.
Drinkwater to Crooks. Now, can Leigh just finish with a flourish, send their supporters home with something to think about?
Well, every Leigh player now, put your hand up here.
Good solid run here from Hopkins.
He's got it,
He's
Eddie.
got over, has he? There's the full-time siren. What's the referee ruled here? Has he ruled a try?
He hasn't ruled anything yet. Just blown his whistle. Must have been held up by the looks of that.
It's all over. So they do end up with a 0 against their name. Hopkins saying, go to the video referee, because he wants his 150th Leigh appearance to be crowned with a try.
Eddie, I thought he got this. Look at that. Huge effort to get over the line. Was it McShane's leg